Hello, everybody. Are we ready to do some grammar? Sister Allred, where's our 8 parts of speech page? Haha, don't you worry. Here it is, right here. But guess what? After we review these, we're going to toss it out because we're going to make a new one all together. So, as we review our song, everybody go get a piece of paper and a box of colored pencils with all of the colors because you're going to need it. Ready? Go. 8 parts of speech, 8 parts of speech. Yeah, 8 parts of speech, 8 parts of speech. Noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, conjunction, interjection, preposition, adjective, and article adjective. Noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, conjunction, interjection, preposition, adjective, and article adjectives. Very good. Do you have your paper and pen yet? Because guess what? We are going to draw our own parts of speech. Everybody start with a, color of your choice for the top. I'm going to start, that's not actually black, it's orange. I guess I'll start with gray, that's just fine. And at the very top, I want you to write 8 parts of speech. Now, if you're in, some of you may think, wait, Sister Allred, we talked about 9 parts of speech. You're right, and we'll talk about that later. Don't stress about it. For now, there are 8 parts of speech. Now, do you know how to hold your pencil correctly? Do you hold it like this? No. Do you hold it like this? No. Do you hold it like this? No. What about this? Some people hold their pencils really wacky. Let me teach you. Grab your pencil with your other hand. Make a cookie like this. Kiss your fingers together. Put your pencil between them and pinch it. Rest. And then tuck. Okay, these fingers tuck behind. The only 2 fingers holding your pencil should be these 2. The rest, if you're holding it like this, that's not a correct pencil grip. When you go to Sister Updike's class one day, she will correct this. So, try again. Ready? Make a cookie. Pinch. Rest. Tuck. See that? There you go. That is the correct pencil grip. You want to keep your cookie nice and round. Don't let anybody take any bites out of it. A nice round cookie. Now, occasionally I forget and might not do it not quite right, but this is traditional. This will help you not get pain in your wrist when you write and everything, and will help you be able to do your very best. Okie dokie. Now, our first one is a noun. We're going to everyone pull out a blue pen or something like that. Okay, a noun. We chose blue because blue is solid and dependable, like people and places. If any of you heard the story of one of the prophets, I think it was Joseph F. Smith. One day, a mob came up to him. Hey, you! He was hauling wood. Here's Joseph F. Smith. Are you a Mormon? Joseph F. Smith said. Well, what would you say if suddenly a mob with a gun rode up on a horse and you were carrying wood all by yourself alone in the woods? What would you say if someone came up and asked, are you a Mormon? Like that. Would it maybe be a little easy to say, well, I don't know, but please don't hurt me, right? It was a little bit scary, but guess what he said? He said, yes, sir, I am. Dyed in the wool, true blue, through and through. He had so much courage. And the mobber said, well, young man, I guess I'll let you be. And he rode off. Isn't that amazing? So I love blue. Blue is also character for literature. So blue is true blue. Nouns stand for person, people, places, and things. Okay, person, place, thing. And you older children can also write. So this is what I want you younger children to remember. Person, place, thing. You older children can write activity or idea. Okay, this could mean, an activity could be something like running. We'll talk about that later. Like running is fun. Even though I would say, Sister Robert, that's a verb. That's okay. You'll learn about that later. Running, smiling. Okay, or an idea like love, gratitude. God is love, for example. In that case, love would be a noun. But if I say, I love God, in that case, love is a verb. So For you older children, include these two. Younger children, just person, place, or thing. This is all you need to know for now. Okay, pronoun. Pull out your purple. Okay? Purple. A pronoun replaces a noun in order to avoid repetition. A pronoun replaces a noun in order to avoid repetition. We're going to draw a little arrow here because a pronoun, do you see how it has the word noun? Pronoun, I'm going to write this here. A pronoun, you younger children, only worry about these main words we're writing. You don't have to do all this. Older children can do these. A pronoun replaces a noun in order to avoid repetition. And there's kind of a lot of these. All right, there's he, she, I, you, it, they, them. There's a lot of pronouns, and we could spend a lot of time on pronouns, but we're not going to. So for example, well, if you don't understand all of this, that's okay, because we will go through each thing more in depth, but today we're doing an overview of all of the parts of speech so you can get used to them. Okay, so just sing this with me. A pronoun replaces a noun in order to avoid repetition. Very good. And it's purple because purple is made out of blue. Did you know that? And it's related to nouns. So that's why it's purple, because it's kind of very similar to blue. Now this one is going to be so much fun. Everyone get out your red. Anyone have any idea what part of speech red is going to be? A verb. Verbs are so much fun, and we chose red because red is action-packed, it's energetic, it's what gives our sentence its life. So there are 4 kinds of verbs. Okay, we're going to write 4 kinds. So here's our little sentence. A verb is a word that asserts action, shows a state of being, links 2 words together, or helps another verb. A verb is a word that asserts action, shows a state of being, links 2 words together, or helps another verb. So you really only need to write down the verb part, but I never wrote action. Action. Whoops. Action. Shows a state of being, links 2 words together, and helps. So action, state of being, linking, and helping. Those are your 4 kinds of verbs. Okay, so a verb is something like, can you think of something you love to do? I love grammar, or I ran to the store, right? Run. I jump. I play. I sing, right? I'm going to sing a song. So for you younger children, just focus on the action. Verb is an action. That's what this red is. Imagine like a Superman wearing a red cape, right? Verbs are action-packed. All right, now our next one. Get out of pink. We have adverb. What? That has the word verb in it. Well, what do you know? And we're going to put a little arrow there because adverbs like to describe verbs. In fact, whew, that's a lot of questions. An adverb modifies a verb, adjective, or another adverb and answers how, when, where, why, how often, how much, to what extent, under what condition. If you don't understand all of this, that's okay. But essentially, adverbs modify or describe verbs. For example, Sally played happily. Happily is describing how she played. Verb is the action. She's playing. Playing happily, like this. What if we played sadly? What if we played sweetly? What if we played contentiously? Right? All of those things, the adverbs are, they bring our verbs to life, and they tell us how we're doing our verbs. So, very good. Okay, everybody get out your black. This one has to do with the train. Conjunction. Conjunction, junction, what's your function? Conjunction. A conjunction is a word used to connect words, phrases, or clauses together. Okay, I like to think of it like it's a link between two. So imagine if you have this train car. Okay, that's a bad train car. I shouldn't say that. And that train car. Okay, so how about we make our little train cars red? Do you see? Conjunctions are linking two things together. I went to the store and I bought a candy bar, right? Or we should say, and I bought a cucumber and devoured it, and it was delicious. Actually, they actually are delicious. I love cucumbers. So this and is connecting I went to the store and I bought a treat. So that, I couldn't just say, I went to the store, I bought a treat, unless they were two different sentences. Then you put a period there. But if you want two ideas to be in the same sentence, you have to connect them with a conjunction. So conjunctions remind us of trains. When we learn more about it, there's actually a little video I'll show you about conjunction, junction, what's your function? Okay, next one's fun. Get your orange one out. Interjection, shows excitement or emotion. So, interjection, they're orange because they get your attention. Interjection. We're going to put exclamation point and a comma. Interjections, what do hunters wear when they go hunting to get people's attention? They wear orange so they don't get shot and so that they stand out, right, to get people's attention. Interjection. Thanks to, when we get to this, thanks to Schoolhouse Rock, we're going to watch another video about this. Interjection shows excitement or emotion, generally set apart from a sentence by an exclamation point or by a comma when the feeling's not as strong. So an interjection is something like, ouch, yay, or, since we are on orange, yum. Very good. Preposition. Prepositions are so much fun. Now, choose your yellow marker. Preposition. There's a lot of these. This is yellow because prepositions are bright. They show relationships to things. And we will talk about this a little bit later, more in depth. But imagine with prepositions we have a sun. Okay? Okay, and imagine you have a little tiny object. What do I have here? What do I have on my desk? Well, I have, I know. This was from our devotional a couple years ago. Come here. A lamp. Do you see this little lamp? So a preposition shows relationships, where something is in relation to something else. For example, the lamp is inside the sun. The lamp is outside the sun. The lamp goes around the sun. The lamp is beside the sun. The lamp is beneath the sun. It's above the sun. It's below the sun. So those words, above, about, across, after, against, along, amid, among, around, at, atop, before, behind. There's tons of them, and we can memorize them later. But it shows relationships, right? So an object in relation to something. My ring is on my finger. Okay, so on is the preposition. Okay, let's see, The bee stung me, literally, about 2 hours ago, on my finger. You see that? So on. You can't see the mark anymore, but it was right there. The bee stung landed on my finger, and I screamed in pain. I didn't actually, but I went, ouch! Oh, I had an interjection when the bee stung me on my finger, preposition. I went, ouch! And that was an interjection. Do you see how fun language is? It's all over the place. There's our preposition. Okay. A preposition is a noun phrase. And it's yellow because it's bright. And our last and final one, everybody pull out a dark green. Okay? And show adjective. An adjective modifies a noun or a pronoun by describing, modifying, or limiting and answers what kind, I should say, or limiting. And if you don't understand all these, that is okay. This is a very general overview. I don't think everybody will understand this, and that's okay. Maybe some of our fourth graders will understand all of these concepts. But we are going to learn all of these this year. I just want you to get an idea, and I wanted to walk through its thing and give you an introduction, because we will dive deep in future times. Now, an adjective has a little baby. So get a light green, and they're called article adjectives. And these three words are always article adjectives: a, an, and the. Some people, including Mrs. Updike, will say that there are actually 9 parts of speech because they like to count article adjectives as their own. But you are not wrong if you say 8 parts of speech. There's just some debate whether it's 8 or 9, and it's kind of a matter of opinion. So for you younger children, the purpose here is that you understand there are generally 8 parts of speech, and article adjectives are part of adjectives. If you want to separate them into their own, you can. All right, you guys, look at this. Look how exciting this page is. Were you able to write at least these right here? If so, that is great. I'm going to number these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, now let's sing our song. Ready? 8 parts of speech. 8 parts of speech. Yeah, 8 parts of speech. 8 parts of speech. Noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, conjunction, interjection, preposition, adjective, and article adjectives. These are so much fun. I can't wait to dive into these together with you. Now, should I get let's get a verb out here, okay? Cut. Here, should we cut? We cut our old one. This one is not that fun anymore, is it? It's kind of boring. Look at this. I cut. I ripped. I sliced. I tore gently. I tore roughly. Do you hear all those words that describe how I'm speaking? And guess what? I'm going to throw the paper away. Very well. Now let's do our sentences. Get out your grammar page, and we are going to do this together. Now remember, if you turn this in next week, you get a prize. Goodbye, little lamp. Pick a color you want. You can just use a pencil, but I'm going to use our special colors for our parts of speech as we go. All right? So write your name here and the date. And then you can write all the parts of speech you can remember from memory on here. Let's do this together. Let's read this. Here we go. Washington fought. Who or what is the sentence about? Washington. Subject. Noun. That's our noun. See? What's being said about Washington? Washington fought. Verb. This is the action. Ha-ha. He's fighting. Do you see? That is our action right there. Verbs are action. So that's intransitive for you older children. It's not transferring action to anything. And does this have one subject and a verb? Yep, only one set. So this is going to be a simple sentence. Now we get to diagram it. That will be so fun. Here we go. Here's our little T here. We're going to put our noun on this side. Remember to capitalize the first letter And see that? Very good. Subject, verb. Now, remember last week we talked about the subject and the predicate of the sentence? The subject, this is our subject, right? The subject does the part of the sentence about which something is being said. Put one line underneath the subject and 2 lines under the predicate. The predicate usually starts with a verb and is everything after the verb. The subject is just what we're talking about. The predicate is the part of the sentence which says something about the subject. The predicate is the part of the sentence which says something about the subject. Ooh, yes, we get some modifiers in here. We get to describe. I love doing that. All right. Let's read this together. Brave Washington fought fiercely. Who or what is this sentence about? Washington. Subject, noun. What is being said about Washington? Washington fought. Verb. Washington fought how or what? What question are we answering? Fiercely. What is fiercely describing? It's describing how we fought. Do you remember in our adverbs here? It answers the question how he fought, so it's an adverb. If it's describing a verb and it answers the question, the adverb question, then we know that this is an adverb. Good. Now, what is this? What is brave? What is brave describing? Brave is describing our noun. Well, we know that if it's describing a noun, oh, I forgot to tell you this about adjectives. Adjectives describe noun or pronouns, and they, if we could draw a long arrow up here, they describe nouns. Oh, you didn't see that. Sorry. Adjectives, I drew an arrow here. They describe nouns. Nouns. Do you see how blue is part of green? So they're related. Blue makes green. Did you know that? So adjectives are related to nouns. They describe nouns. So what kind of Washington? What kind? It answers the question, what kind? And it's describing a noun. So it must be an adjective. Very good. Now, what is the subject and the predicate of our sentence? Let's draw a line between, here's our subject, Brave Washington, and our predicate is here. And if you want, you can draw an arrow from Brave to Washington because it's describing that. Now we get to diagram it. I love diagramming because it shows pictures of our sentences. All right, here we go. And especially with the colors, this is just going to be so much fun. You don't have to do colors, but the colors will just that you're watching will help you distinguish. So we're going to put Washington fought. This is the core of our sentence. Do you see that? Fought how? Whoops, I forgot to put, we have 2 describers, or modifiers as they are called. Fiercely and brave. Now we're going to capitalize the B because it is the beginning of our sentence. Okay? Otherwise we don't. All right, for you older children, does this sentence have 1 or 2 subjects and verbs? It has 1 set. So is this going to be simple, compound, or complex? Simple, because there's only 1 subject and a verb. Each house represents a subject and a verb. So subject and verbs go together. This is intransitive as well. It's not transferring action to anything for you older children. All right, last one. This is the challenge sentence for you 3rd and 4th and 5th and 6th graders. I don't think we have any 5th, 6th graders actually. Do we? If you are, raise your hand and tell me next time. Let's read this one together. God protected Washington for his work. Who or what is this sentence about? God. Oops, blue. Subject, noun. What is being said about God? God protected. Verb. God protected who or what? Washington. Is Washington a noun or a verb? It's a noun, right? He's a person. Does Washington replace God, or do they equal each other? No, they're two different things. Does Washington describe God? Nope. So then usually we say, does Washington replace God? No. Does Washington describe God? No, no. D-O, label, verb, transitive. What? What does D-O mean, Sister Allred? Washington, and it's blue because direct objects are always nouns. Washington is receiving the action of being protected. Okay? This verb is being transferred from God to Washington. Like if I said, Sally baked cookies. Cookies are receiving the action of getting baked. Well, Washington's receiving the action of getting protected. So it's the object. It got direct interaction from the subject. Does that make sense? So direct object. All right, now what is this? For his work. What is that? Ooh, anybody know what for is for? Well, if you said this is a prepositional phrase, you are right. If you don't know what that means, that's okay. So, what color was our preposition again? Preposition is yellow. For. So, for could also be a conjunction, but it's not in this case. It can also be a preposition. For who or what? For work. Objects of the preposition. Objects of the prepositions are always nouns as well. Work is an idea, right? You can't really touch it like a person, place, or thing. Maybe it could be a thing, but it's more like an idea or an activity. So it's a noun. Whose work? His. Adjective. What kind, how many, which, or whose is describing work. Very good. Now let's diagram this baby. All right, now I know ahead how this is going to be diagrammed, but you may not, and that's okay. What's our subject? God. Right? God protected Washington. For, oh, hello, Emmy.
Could Rachel and Will and Max
work
ride the go-kart at the same time?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
For whose work? Not unless I'm out there. His. Now I capitalized his because we're talking about God and it's capitalized in the sentence. Isn't that so cool to see a picture of it? All right, now, does this sentence have one? Actually, let's identify our subject and predicate real quick. So God is our subject. What's our predicate? Everything else is our predicate. Everything else. So, how many sets of subject and verbs are there? Subject and verbs go together in a sentence, right? Red and blue. So, how many sets are there? There's only one. So, simple, compound, or complex. There's only one house. Yep. All of these are simple. Now, there is a sentence pattern called SVI. Means just subject and a verb. I think it's called pattern 1. 3 of our sentences are those. S means subject, VI. SVI. See that? This one is different. SVTDO. SVTDO. I don't remember off the top of my head which pattern. There's 7 patterns. So, but this is another sentence pattern that's very typical, and this is how that picture looks. SVTDO. Subject, verb with a direct object. Very good, you guys. This was a long one today. If you are still with me, give yourself a pat on the back. I am proud of you. This is hard mental work. If you didn't understand almost anything, that's okay. I am so proud of you for being here. You will learn just a little bit at a time, and that's exactly what we're going for. So don't stress, and I love you all, and there will be prizes to be earned for your hard work here. Have a great day. Bye.